we want to defeat capitalism, we are going to need a party that will organize working people to fight for the demands that we want and to win socialism. Thank you so much.
Great.
Quick point of privilege. Quick point of personal privilege.
Yes.
Guys, first of all, James Jackson, Sacramento, he, him. I just want to say, can we please keep the chatter to a minimum? I'm one of the people who's very, very prone to sensory overload. There's a lot of whispering and chatter going on. It's making it very difficult for me to focus. Please, can we just, I know we're all fresh and ready to go, but can we please just keep the chatter to a minimum? It's affecting my ability to focus. Thank you.
Thank you, comrade. Okay, is there a speaker against name, chapter, pronouns?
Point of personal privilege.
Yes.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Okay.
Okay, well, everybody, welcome to the dark future. I warned you. We're here. It's happening. You're watching it. This, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who don't know, is the Democratic Socialists of America National Convention 2019. And all of the weird little different kinds of language, all the weird triggerings and privileges and gendered language, all of these memes you thought only existed on Twitter, they're in real life now, okay? And it's not going away. No, it's only going to get worse. That's the dark future. So I thought tonight we could try to survive this dark future, try to survive the Democratic Socialists of America convention. But we're going to do things a little bit differently. Normally, when we do the surviving episodes, what I do is I give myself 3 pauses. And on the third pause, if I have to pause it 3 times, we just stop the show. It doesn't even matter how deep into the show we are. The show just ends. It's over. Okay? That is what we normally do. But this future is so dark. This event is so cringe that we can't do it that way. I'm going to be pausing it 1,000,000 times. So we're going to do things just a little bit differently tonight. And I'll tell you how in just a second. You're probably not going to like it. Let's go bully the internet. This is Pod Awful.
Pod Awful TV. Oh, y'all is doing it right. Pod Awful sucks, you faggot. Puss boy. You scam artist douchebag. You're the worst, motherfucker. Get off. You fucking little piece of shit.
You're crazy. You're
fucking dweeb. Faggot. Jackass. Pod Awful sucks. You know what? You're not funny. I want to really kick your ass. You're human trash.
My mom doesn't like it when I mention Pod Awful anymore.
What's up, guys? Jesse PS, your host. You can friend me on Facebook. Just try to find me. I've got 1,000,000 names on Facebook. I'm constantly being banned. Good luck. Or you can join our Facebook cult over at podawful.com/cult. That's going to be the easiest way to find me. I'm always in there. I'm always posting under my current name in there. So find me over in the Facebook cult, podawful.com/cult. So here's how it's going to work tonight. I thought the show was over, says Harry Henderson. No, we just have streaming issues. OBS, the thing we use to stream, it's been giving us problems for weeks. You should already know this. We had 3 good days with it. Now it's back to having the problems again. It's not my computer. It's not the internet. It's not YouTube. I don't need tech support on it. It's just a piece of shit. It's just something we have to deal with. If the stream goes down, give it a minute. We'll be back. That's it. That's the best I can do because that's part of the dark future. Part of the dark future is that technology just keeps getting worse and we just keep letting it. I've been doing this show for 10 years. We were watching an episode of the show from 2013 the other night, and I had 5 cameras going, switching between 5 cameras, 2 mics, 5 cameras, live streaming, chat room, video going, audio going, all this stuff. No problems. No problems back in 2013. 2019, 6 years later, we can't handle it anymore. And I wonder if that might be because Silicon Valley started deciding that the more important thing to do when hiring people is to make sure that they've got the right set of brain and genitals, the right set of combination there, and the right color skin, rather than the credentials to make sure this shit fucking works. I don't know, call me crazy, It's just, but back when they weren't hiring because you're trans, shit used to work. I don't know. That's the only difference. I don't hate trans people. I just hate their shitty work when it comes to running the internet and technology now. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much, all you Harvard grads who have now been accepted into your new Silicon Valley jobs because you had the right type of braids for that interview. Thank you. I'm so glad that this $5,000 computer I've got was worth it. Thank you so much. We're going to be looking into that exact type of world here with the Democratic Socialists of America. You might not even know who that is, what that is. We're not a political show here. I'm not into politics. I even saw people in the chat room saying, I would hate this sort of thing. Me too, man. That's why we don't normally do it. This is something different. Forget the politics part of it. I mean, obviously, they're retarded for being socialists. I mean, if you haven't figured it out yet that shit don't work, then you're retarded. These guys are dumb on a whole new level. This is dark future level shit. I've been telling you guys for years now that we're coming to this crossroads, this strange crossroads between this weird sickness in humanity and technology, and they're going to combine in this way that is going to fuck up the real world. And it's funny and fine when it's on the internet, but the second it clashes into IRL, we've got a problem. Well, here it is, IRL, all the lingo, all the words that your grandma ain't ever going to have to learn, bless her heart. Thank God she's going to die before these people are in charge. And they're going to be in charge. Despite the fact that socialism will never, ever take hold or work, these people are in charge of you right now. So keep that in mind, because they are the technocrats of our society right now. You want to look at the real people in charge, it's the Zoikelbergs out there. Okay? So these people are in charge, and fucking thank your lucky stars your grandma's going to die too early for that to affect her life. Thank your lucky stars your parents aren't going to figure all this shit out before they're coughing it up in a casket somewhere. So we are the ones, we're the vanguard of this horrific situation, and we are going to have to deal with it. And I thought it would be nice to take a look at what our dark present holds for us. So we're going to watch some of the convention. There's a million different streams from it. I've just picked one at random. I might even skip over to another one. I will be pausing it. I will be commenting over it. Instead, what we're going to do tonight is I'll check in with the chat room from time to time. And if you want it to stop, if you want to get off of Mr. Bones' wild ride, you're going to have to beg. Okay? That's how you're surviving tonight. I have to survive this stuff all the time. My job is watching this stuff. In fact, I've already watched most of this stream. I've already survived it. Instead, it's not me surviving it. I'm prepping, emphasis on the prep. I'm prepping you for your new dark reality, your new dark present on this. And I understand if you can't take it, you know. I get it. This is me running you through the G-forces, trying to figure out if you're going to be an astronaut or not. Okay? I'm just trying to help you out here. If you want off of the wild ride, you're going to have to beg. That's how it's going to work tonight. Okay? And if somebody comes up with a good enough beg, if somebody actually gives a good reason for why they don't want me to continue this video, I will stop it, even if we're only 5 minutes in. But you're going to have to persuade me on this. And trust me, you don't want to watch this whole thing, because not only is it filled with the type of cringe that you're already prepared for, but it's also just parliamentary bullshit. These are people trying to figure out the rules of their impossible to rule society. Remember, every single word and thing to these people is a landmine, and they're waiting for you to step on it. So how do you govern something like that? You're about to fucking find out. Here's Resolutions in Debate 3, DSA 2019 National Convention, straight from their YouTube channel.
Thanks, JP.
I have one other announcement, which is, so just to clarify again, we're going to take speakers for and speakers against over on this side, and then we have a third mic for points of information, points of privilege, points of order. And we've made one addition. Graham, can you wave at everybody so people...
Points of privilege. Now, I don't know, is this like a normal thing in a meeting that there's something called points of privilege? Or is this something they are doing because privilege? I love this, by the way. So it's a big fat woman leading the way here, just this big fat tub of grease. And of course, it's a white lady, because as much as they like to talk about representation and stuff, their sole focus is white men, old white men, who, by the way, there is an old white man sitting right next to her telling her what to do. So, like, these guys are so fucking full of it, so stupid, they don't even see their own bullshit. But these white women are always the ones in charge of this stuff. So you're going to be hearing a lot of our wannabe future leaders of America, our socialist leaders of America. It's going to be a lot of this voice. Imagine your president coming out and saying, okay, guys, can we just...
People can see you. That's Graham from the Resolutions and Amendments Committee. He's really, really nice, guys. And if you want to make a motion or you want to do something and you're not sure how to do it procedurally, we're going to just keep Graham over there, and you can go to him and you can say, this is my intent. How do I do this? And he...
Hi, I'm Graham.
...will help you make the motion that you need to make. So if you need help with a rules question from the floor, go to Graham.
She has cankles on her wrists,
they say in the chat. I'm going to give people another second or two to be seated before we get started.
So here it is. Here's the losers gathering.
As with everything else today, we're going to be picking up where we left off in our agenda.
Before we vote.
And you hear that? Did you hear that voice just then? That was a guy, a white male, whispering to her, like, well, before we do this. So it ain't her in charge even. She's just like the figurehead of this thing, I guess, for this stream. They had an Asian girl up. I mean, if there is anything more privileged than a white woman in America, it's an Asian woman in America, for fuck's sake. And the two people leading the charge on all the streams I watched are a white woman and an Asian woman. But they don't get it. They will never see that. They're too focused on the white man, as if the guys who invented socialism weren't white males. I mean, to them, they're white males. You guys know what I mean.
So, we just found a cell phone. If you search your pockets right now and you don't have yours, it might be at the registration table.
Shit. And you know 50 people ran to that table and go, oh, that's my cell phone. What kind is it? An iPhone X that my dad bought me. Yeah, that's what this looks like. Here you go.
Okay.
Heavy breathing.
And as soon as everyone's seated, I would like to recognize a comrade who's at the information.
We're recognizing comrades.
Points of information, points of order.
They literally do call each other comrade. It is sick.
But I'll give you all one more minute.
Imagine
okay,
the smell of this room.
I'd like to bring forward a motion to reconsider the consent agenda and remove Resolution 53 in order to hear, so we all can hear concerns from a black comrade and a former sex worker about some of the language and make an amendment.
Wow.
We'd like to be able to read a statement before everyone is able to vote.
Wow.
Okay, so there has been...
I mean, starting off strong. So he wants to cancel what they're doing so they can instead listen to a black sex worker. Very cool.
A motion to reconsider an item in the consent agenda. I'm just going to pull up the consent agenda to make sure that I have the right number.
The consent agenda. Her little sausage fingers rubbing the podium disturbs me. A black coworker.
Okay, there has been a motion to reconsider Resolution 53, pro-criminalization of sex work, that was adopted in the consent agenda. Is there a second for the motion? Please.
Point
Again,
of order.
no hissing. This is comradely debate. Okay, the motion has been made and properly seconded.
Guys, please be comradely.
Does the speaker get to motivate? Okay, and so the comrade who has made the motion has the opportunity to give a rationale
Listen
for
to
why.
this stupid LARP.
My name is JJ, pronouns she, her, out of DS Honolulu, and I'm going to
Pronouns
share
she,
a statement.
her. So everybody who goes up to Mike has to give their pronouns, and they have to do it. It's in the rules. I heard at one point them remind somebody, please give your pronouns. And they're like, oh, sorry, they, them. Oh, sorry, Zerberg. This is really happening. And they're not, this seems like an SNL sketch, right? This seems like a joke. This is real life now, okay? They are 100% serious. There is no irony going on here, no detachment.
Based off of my experience in the sex trade.
In the sex trade.
I
So she was a sex slave or something very, this is like the Malala of sex workers. Let's hear her out. I'm sure this is going to be good.
remember when I first considered sex work. A lot of the white girls
Wait, considered it? You weren't kidnapped into it? A pimp didn't force you? You considered it. You wanted to be a part of it. Okay, so you're just a prostitute. You're just a whore.
I knew had sugar daddies, and me not being fully aware to how to navigate this world as a black feminized body thought that I could be like them.
Holy crap. So she knows white girls who have sugar daddies, but as a black feminized body, she thought she could be like them. Turns out, sister. Blacks don't get sugar daddies. They get sugar baby daddies. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'll be here all week. Yes, I want to address the concerns of black sex workers when it comes to the consent agenda. That is passed. Yes, I have noticed that we only get sugar baby daddies.
I remember hearing all the dates they went on and the expensive things their daddies bought them. I remember deciding to give it a
Daddies
shot.
bought them. And by the way, a room full of these people complaining about what their daddies bought them. You got to remember, there's two daddies at play here. Every single woman in this room has two daddies. A sugar daddy, and then her actual dad who's paying her fucking rent. There ain't a single person here with a job, and there's not a single person here who isn't being completely paid for to live in Brooklyn or whatever bullshit place they live in by their parents.
Because I was pretty and young and could use the extra cash.
I wish we could see this person. I guarantee they're not pretty.
I met with an older straight white man, the demographic of sugar daddies in Dallas, through a supposedly secure
Dallas.
site with verified members.
A supposedly secure site. For whores! Your job is illegal, you retard. You have no complaint.
Super safe, right? We went on a few dates and he paid for dinners and shows. I remember feeling safe enough to go back to his place. I remember stripping and preparing to sell my body to him, then realizing that I didn't actually want to do this. I remember the moment he slapped me so hard that my face burned and my eyes filled with tears. I was extremely caught off guard.
That's literally what I
remember
pay for.
him choking me, and
Yeah.
as he asked me if I wanted to play slave to his slave master.
Hell yeah. What
I
else do
remember
you pay
agreeing
a
because
whore
my
for?
breathing was restricted, and I was terrified that he would hit me again.
Boom!
He did.
Yeah.
I remember him slapping me again and forcing me to tell him that I liked it.
Shit.
I remember he dropped me off with an envelope of $200 in cash. That was how much the dehumanization of my black feminized body cost in 2014.
By the way, $200? That's like $100 more than you earned for that sesh. I mean, what do you think? You're nude as the sex trade? You're black, so this isn't my opinion. This is usually you pay a little less for a black prostitute. I mean, if you've ever been on any dating site, you know what the prices are on Tinder and all that, because there's whores all over Tinder, and they have their little coded language, and it tells you want the full GFE, that's the girlfriend experience, it's 100 roses. 100, I mean, that's $100. So $200, you got double the GFE, you didn't even go Greek.
I remember crying in the shower, blocking his number, and never logging back onto that website.
I'm never talking to you again, man who paid me for sex.
It may have been my choice to meet him, but I didn't choose to experience racialized sexual violence and dehumanization.
When you're a socialist, how much tax did you pay on that? Did you actually pay your taxes on that $200? You're a socialist. That's got to go to everybody. I assume you would.
What the colonized need isn't a choice handed by colonizers, but the dismantling of this system of commodifying human bodies. Thank you.
Oh, okay. So you are now against sex trade because of colonizers and slavery. Now you figured it out. Okay, yeah.
Thank you, comrade, for your brave words. So just to be very clear about what motion is on the floor now, there's been a motion to reconsider Resolution 53. This motion can pass with a simple majority. So if you would like to reconsider this item, if you vote in the affirmative, essentially, we will then, if the convention adopts this motion, we would then move to debate in full Resolution 53.
I have a parliamentary inquiry.
Sure.
Did the comrade who made that motion vote
The voice of clearly a she, her.
yes on the consent agenda?
My understanding is yes.
Okay.
On the consent agenda?
Okay, so the
There's going to be a lot of voices like that, by the way. A whole lot of them.
motion that's before you now is whether we should reconsider Resolution 53. All those in favor, please raise your voting cards.
Point of information, just again, parliamentary inquiry. What happens to the remainder of the consent agenda if this is reconsidered?
So my understanding is that we would, if you vote in favor of this motion, it would only pull out and take up Resolution 53.
Okay, pull out is kind of triggering for me as a sex worker.
Everything else that was adopted in the consent agenda would remain in the consent agenda, which was otherwise adopted. Okay.
I'm sorry, I have another parliamentary
Okay, sorry, everybody. Hey, everybody, it's me, Caitlin, again.
inquiry.
Is it okay? I'd like to pass a motion that it's okay for me to run over people with my car and kill them.
Okay.
Is this motion debatable?
Yes.
Okay. So I'd like to speak against this.
Okay, and so to be clear, you would be speaking against the motion to reconsider. Go ahead.
Yep, that's correct. Everything was on the consent agenda because it was overwhelmingly popular. We're crunched for time. All of these motions are overwhelmingly popular, or all the resolutions are, and we shouldn't revisit them. Thanks.
Okay, thanks a lot.
We've now had a speaker for and a speaker against. Is there another
point of
speaker?
information.
Hold on, please don't interrupt me.
Sorry about that.
Is there a point of information?
Wow.
I believe that we voted yesterday to suspend the rules to adopt
Jesus Christ, do they all have a lisp? Is this a lisp convention? I mean, fucking hell, man.
consent agenda in full and not allow things to be taken off the consent agenda.
The consent agenda! Oh my god. Everybody's face at this convention must be covered in spit.
Isn't that what
Suffering fuckotash! We gotta make America socialist!
we voted on yesterday?
Once we suspended the rules only for time certain to make that
Socialist season.
decision. Afterwards, the rules go back into effect. And my understanding is that the purpose of a consent agenda.
Capitalism thieving fire! You're despicable.
Is to be something that has broad consensus. So as I understand it, it's very much in order for someone who voted to adopt the consent
Donkey Lips will be the next speaker. I think that's who's at the podium. Hey everybody, it's me, Donkey Lips.
agenda, but then found additional information that would have influenced their choice after the fact to take up that question again.
Well, in that case, I would like to speak against the motion.
Okay, so we've had a speaker for and against. Is there another person to speak for the motion to reconsider?
Yeah.
Just to clarify, I'll let you speak from there, but just again, this is the mic for speakers in favor. So I'm going to let the comrade who's up here now speak in favor.
Marina, the Austin chapter, she, her pronouns.
She, her pronouns. Thanks, Marina. All right, keep an eye on Marina, by the way, because I think those pronouns change.
I'm a little bit uncomfortable with the manner in
She's the one on the left. She's the one at the left microphone. in the gray shirt and black slacks.
Which we're proceeding here because we just had a comrade come and share trauma and violence with us, and I think that, I mean, like, that's really triggering for a lot of folks. And talking about procedural shit is kind of fucked up.
Like, I don't know if we should, like, fucking pass this bill, because it's, like, totally, like, fucked up and shit, yo. So, like, anyway, I'm glad we've all decided to have a socialist government, but, like, did we even think about, like, the fucking, like, vibes first or anything? Because
I feel like we at least owe it to this person and to the complexity of this issue, perhaps to be willing to take a step back and check the privileges that we have had if we haven't had any intimacy with this industry. I mean, a lot of us voted without any perspective.
Oh, I had some intimacy with this industry. Yeah, girl. Yeah, I've been paying some bitches to get choked out, for real. I got some intimacy. Y'all mind if I make my vote right now? I vote yes on Prop 69.
I mean, I generally want to be in solidarity with sex workers, you know, and so, like...
Oh, of course, yeah. Generally, I would like to be in solidarity with sex workers. I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense. A woman just selling her body for cash. I mean, of course, I got to be in solidarity with that. We're not slut-shamers, are we? You can't imply that they're sluts by shaming them.
I was like, hell yeah, you know, like...
Like, hell yeah. This is, I mean, Marx, Lenin, Stalin, all the great socialists, they all were saying stuff like this. Hell yeah.
Pro-decriminalization, and so if there's another perspective, I think we should at least hear it.
Trotsky-esque right now.
I wasn't recognizing that maybe there could be some more nuance to it, and I think that we at least owe our comrade that much. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you.
All right, and by the way, word, y'all. And you'll notice they literally are doing jazz hands in the audience because clapping would be too triggering. Here's a guy doing it right here.
A speaker against the motion.
Jazz hands.
Hi, my name is Alexandra Walling. I'm from...
Oh, my fucking God.
New York City DSA.
They're all from New York City DSA. That's not true. There's actually a bunch of people from other places. But their biggest chapter only has 5,000 members, and it's, of course, the Brooklyn, New York City chapter of the DSA. It's all, these are the people I'm surrounded with. This is why I have to leave New York City.
A sex worker. I entered the sex trade at the age of 18.
Your ass was no fucking sex worker. You gotta be kidding me. This girl is 300 pounds if she's a mile. She's got a lisp. She's ugly as sin. I'm not sure she's a she. What were her pronouns again?
Because my minimum wage job was not enough for me to afford rent at the time and get out of my abusive living situation.
Bitch, if you got a minimum wage job, maybe your ass shouldn't be in New York fucking City, one of the most expensive places to live. And don't tell me, do not tell me, your white ass didn't have mom and dad backing you up. Don't you fucking tell me that. I am so sick of this shit.
I've been asked...
Your parents ain't divorced, I guarantee it.
...by the Red Canary Collective, a collective of migrant, mostly Asian American sex workers in Flushing, Queens.
What? How do I get to know? Hang on, where do I find the Red Canary Collective? Hang on a second.
Read aloud from a statement they have put out calling on this convention to vote in favor of Resolution 53.
Resolution 53.
From Thai and Cambodian garment workers who turn to the sex industry because of the exploitative conditions of garment factories, to the nail salon workers and restaurant workers in Flushing, Queens.
Well, I thought they were sex workers. Now you're talking about garment makers and nail technicians. Yeah, we know what typical Asian jobs are. And by the way, shouldn't the Asians have figured out the socialism thing ain't working? Isn't that why they came here?
Who turn to massage parlor work because of the low-paid and bodily extractive labor of nail salons and restaurants. Most people who choose to work in the sex industry,
of the women working in the laundromats to the ones working in the back of number 1 Hunan Szechuan Surprise,
are doing so in order to escape more punitive, low-paid work.
From the girls who walk on your back To the what?
May have stricter schedules prohibitive to people with disabilities, mothers, and students, and many people who are primary caretakers for their families. Yet these rescue raids, which target the most vulnerable of sex workers, often force them back into garment factories and other low-paid work as a way to rehabilitate workers.
I am so fucking sick of hearing these femcells talk. That's what these are, by the way. These women, the women at this thing, these feminists, they're all femcells. They're incels too. They don't talk about it. And she's pretending to have been a sex worker, so you think she's not a virgin. Ain't nobody slept with this bitch. I don't know if even a black guy would do it. I gotta be honest. I'm really not sure.
Into serving global capital.
All right, you know what? We're going to stop it there for a second. Here's what we're going to do. We're 30 minutes in. Let's check with the chat room and see what you guys have to say. There's a little bit of a delay, so I'll give you a second. Does anybody... We're going to put in place a motion, and I'd like to hear those for and those against, ending the stream right here. We've got the best merch of any podcast or any internet show or anything online, to be honest. I design them all. This shirt's covered in a million little hidden Easter eggs, very funny things. So if you like what we're doing here, you want to support the show, we don't run ads, we don't have sponsors. The only way we do it is selling the merch and through the pizza fund. So go grab a t-shirt. podawful.shop is the link. podawful.shop. They say, it went down for somebody. Oh, I guess it went down for you guys. It's been fine on my end the entire time. I just did a commercial. I don't know. Anyway, I was saying, if you want to, everybody's saying that it went down for them. It was completely fine on my end. There was nothing wrong on my end the whole time. That's very strange. OBS votes against. So we're still waiting. I guess, on the motion. They didn't hear the motion because the stream went down. So once again, if you would like us to end the stream, I am hearing those who would like to put in place a motion. If anybody wants to second that, I'm hearing your arguments for ending the surviving series. If you do not want to watch more of this, it is too much. It is too triggering for you. We will end it. And again, if you want to support the show, get the new Podawful Dark Future t-shirt, podawful.shop. Sorry to have to repeat that, but most people missed it in the stream there. Okay, podawful.shop, our best design yet. Keep going, they're saying. Keep going. Hit me like a ugly, what? Okay, I don't know what that means. Honestly, I'm laughing at the retardation more than cringing. I'm fine with it. Keep going. Okay. All right, sounds like most people want it to keep going. Was just a hiccup. If you have no friends, join the Pizza Fund. We're very nice, and some girls show cleavage on FNHE. I wouldn't be mad if ISIS turned up to the convention. Second, is the show over? Why would you think the show is over? Are you retarded? End it for the race, says Teddy. I would like to make a point of privilege, comrades. We're all white. We don't have valid opinions. That's a fair point. I guess I have to keep it going. You've moved me. The point of privilege has moved me. The motion to continue passes. We're going to keep this going. Stop this shit and do an hour on Animorphs. I'm sorry. The motion is passed. Please do not interrupt. Podawful.shop if you'd like to get the shirt. Let's keep this going.
No one should be forced to do this work against their will. Any kind of non-consensual sex work is not work, but slavery. We need to distinguish between the two, while also fighting against the real legacy of chattel slavery in the United States, which is mass incarceration. Sex workers are the best partners for fighting trafficking and supporting sex work decriminalization is also part of the broader movement towards prison abolition, which this body voted to endorse in 2017. Uphold Resolution 53. Thank you.
Call the question.
Thank you, comrade.
Hold on a second. Just want to remind people that the motion that's currently on the floor is not...
I saw earlier somebody say, what are they even debating right now? They don't know. That is the beautiful thing, is we have now spent 15 minutes debating something that the people debating it do not know what they're talking about yet. They don't even understand what's going on in their own meeting. It's beautiful.
Resolution 53 itself, but it's the question of whether or not we should reconsider Resolution 53. So debate on your position of Resolution 53 will be in order if we take up that question.
You asked for this to keep
I've
going.
heard first a motion to call the question. Is there a second?
Point of privilege, please. Point of privilege.
This line is filled with sex workers. Listen to them. If your convention is not a sex trade convention and this filled with sex workers, maybe you should be rethinking some things. I'm not even saying sex work is bad by saying that, by the way. I'm not giving my opinion on that. I'm just saying, is it a good thing for most of the women there to be involved in sex work, especially when you're saying that sex work often leads to these other horrible things? And is sex work even really that good of an idea in the patriarchy that you believe in? You are now commodifying your genitals, something, by the way, that you think is no business of other people. You're now making them a commodity for, let's face it, straight white men, mostly. And this is something they really don't get. They will bring up the straight... I'll save it until they bring it up.
I do not believe that someone identifying as a man should be the one to call the question, since...
Here we go. Immediately after I say that, here we fucking go.
This is work that primarily affects female-identifying, non-men folks.
Non-men folks. They don't even know. The landmines, the fucking walking on eggshell. Non-men, femime. They don't even know. And are you really saying a man can't be a sex worker? Are you really saying that right now? Because I'll have you know, half of that audience are male, gay sex workers. The other half, the guys who buy them.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, a woman has called the question. Thank you very much, Conrad.
And they literally had to wait for a woman to do it after that was said. This is really where we're at with things. Is now it's like, well, are you female or not? And by the way, that could have been a them, they saying that. That could have been, anybody could have said that. They can't question it. So what is the point?
It has been properly seconded. This is not a...
I'm a woman. I second it. Okay, well then, thank you. Thank you for your feminized, brave words, comrade.
Debatable motion. It requires 2/3 to be adopted. So again, all those in favor of calling the question and ending debate on the motion to reconsider Resolution 53, please raise your cards. Okay. All those opposed to ending debate? That passes. So we will now move to a vote on the motion to reconsider Resolution 53.
So everything leading up to right now has been a motion on whether or not to consider considering a motion. And now they have voted to consider it. So they are now considering it. I mean, fuck, man. It's a fucking Russian doll of consideration.
So all those in favor of reconsidering...
It's considerations all the way down, man.
Resolution 53, at which point, if this passes, we would then immediately move in debate of that resolution. Please raise your voting cards. All those against...
I'm surprised these guys are even able to lift their arms in the air. It must be very tiring for them.
Reconsidering Resolution 53. That fails. We will not reconsider Resolution 53.
They're snapping now.
Okay, we will now move back to our agenda and take up
the gay agenda, of course.
Resolution 60, reassert our commitment to training and leadership development.
Can I do a point of privilege?
Ah!
Yes, well, I totally...
All right. I want you to pay special attention to something here, okay? Because I'm not sure everybody's eyes and ears work the way mine do. All right? So I'm going to help you out here with something. This is what you hate. So the reason this is entertaining, the reason you hate these people Here is what it is. I can boil it down for you why you hate these people. Every single thing they do is, what about me? Oh yeah? But have you considered me? It's all about me, me, me. And the irony of it is socialism is supposed to be about everyone. But that doesn't mean it should be about everybody in the way where you go, well, what about me, and what about me, and what about me, and what about me, and what about me? It should just be you worrying about everybody else. The only time you should worry about what your neighbor has is if they have enough in their bowl, that sort of thing. But these people, it's selfish. It's just completely self-centered selfishness. And that is the entire thing. That's why every fucking 2 seconds, there's a new point of privilege. It's all about me. These words are triggering me. Everybody clapping is triggering me. Nobody else is fucking thinking that, but one guy now gets to dictate the room. And this is the world we live in now. It used to be, when I was a kid, it used to be that we were aware of this phenomenon of like the loudest voice is always this incredibly vocal minority. Because as we all know, minorities are very vocal. Just a joke. But we used to know that. And so when the loudest guy would come after South Park and say, this show has to go off the air, it would be ignored. Because it would seem like they were very serious and they would act like they have a million moms agreeing. But in reality, we knew it was just one guy working at some Catholic organization who didn't like the fact that they had the Virgin Mary piss blood all over a character. So we said, okay, well, we get that you're offended, but you're one guy, and we're not going to change everything for you. You are marginal, and thus you will continue existing in the margins where you belong. I'm sorry. It sucks for you. I get it. But we can't reshape the world for every different shape. This is like when I had that episode about the fat lady wanting to ride a roller coaster ride, and she couldn't fit on it. And I said, well, guess what? A person with no arms and legs can't ride a roller coaster either because there's no way to keep them in the fucking seat. They got no limbs. But we can't design roller coasters for every single weird person. There's very few people with no arms and legs. Every guy out there named Bob, because you throw him in the water and you can't account for that. But these guys, they have changed the dichotomy. The paradigm has shifted, and it's now literally just, not only is it the vocal minority, it's like, let's make sure we give a microphone to the vocal minority. So every fucking point of privilege here is just me. Hey, me! Nobody talked about me! What about me? Let's stop the show for me. Pay attention. Watch this, and watch everything now, by the way, through that lens if you didn't have it before, okay? I need you to have that lens on at all goddamn times. This is the world. And it's a combination of that and the other thing I always talk about, infantilism. These are all babies. These are all people who look at the world through Harry Potter goggles. So, of course, a bunch of babies saying me, 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 things ain't going to be good for us normal-brained people. So, have that thought in mind when watching stuff like this, when interacting with people in real life. And ask yourself, is it worth it to give this person the time of day? Because all they want is that time of day. Point of privilege, hear that in your head every time somebody like this starts talking to you. Here, I want you to hear point of privilege and go, no, thank you. Bye-bye. No, I gotta go. Bye-bye. Bye. Just get the fuck out of there.
Really respect the courage the comrade had when they spoke about the trauma. I would like to ask people to please use trigger warnings.
Thank you.
See, that's I need to police people. We haven't policed people enough. It's all about policing everybody else. It's cancel culture. It's make sure everybody else is doing something wrong. And if I point it out, I'm doing something right. Use your trigger warnings. Were you triggered, bitch? You dumb bitch! Were you triggered? Or did you just want to make sure that everybody knew how fucking woke you were? You dumb.
I would ask the same. Okay, do we have a speaker to motivate Resolution 60? I recognize you.
Hi, my name is Erica. I
You.
use they, them pronouns. I'm from Lincoln, Nebraska, and I'm
See, that's a good thing she said I recognize you, because the person talking right now is the thing on the left-hand side in the blue. And that's an Erica. And Erica sounds like an Erica, but Erica don't look like an Erica. And Erica uses they, them pronouns. Okay, Erica.
co-author of Resolution 60, which I like to call the member-led training resolution because it's a little shorter than the long title of it. So this resolution leverages our collective knowledge, skills, and energy to develop and build members. It also provides direct material support, so money, infrastructure, for chapters to plan regional conferences. And chapters are already doing this work. So we've had a lot of member-led regional conferences. We've had Rust Belt, we've had socialist feminist convergences in Philly and Iowa. We have the Free School in Dubuque. We have Red State Conference in my state of Nebraska.
I recognize you, you ugly bitch.
So members are doing this and they're finding it really valuable. Let me see, I have my whole list of things now to get.
Oh, I'm sure you fucking do.
This also creates an open democratic national training team to help chapters develop training programs. And then
by the way, this is a new person. We have not heard this person speak before, this Erica. I'm going to honor their they, them pronouns, their chosen, their preferred pronouns. So I'm going to call them this person, they. We have not heard from Erica before. They have not spoken before, and yet here we are with another lisp. I'm telling you, this is one lispy crowd. What is that? What is going on? You tell me.
Up all of this multi-tendency member-developed training and distributes it across DSA. So we all have access to this training. And lastly, since I know there's concerns about money, and the estimate on this is quite high, this saves us money. It empowers members to lead training. I don't know if everybody knows this, but the regional pre-convention conferences cost DSA about $250,000. On the other hand, our Red State Regional Conference had a budget of about $1,100. So please vote in favor of this for member-led multi-tendency training across DSA.
Well, I like this. I like
Thank you.
this comment from Matthew. Hang on a second. Let me pause this. I like this comment from Matthew in the chat room. He said, her voice is quaking. She doesn't believe in what she's saying. How could you? All of these people are living a lie. Here's the thing. I don't think they have any form of detached irony, right? Which is actually a life-saving thing in some cases, but it's probably leading to a severe form of irony poisoning and killing people on the other side of these guys. Like the guys so I like the mirror universe people of these guys would be like the alt-right type guys, right? And somewhere in between there. And irony poisoning is killing people like that. Irony poisoning is killing me. But I think you have to have a certain amount of detached irony from some things. I think you have to be able to laugh at some things. I think this entire room is filled with people who have no irony inside them. They have no self-awareness, just nothing that would tell them that maybe some of this is a little bit silly. That said, they do not believe in this stuff truly, because how could you? It is absurd on its face. You can't actually believe in this and function fully. And that's why their entire culture is call-out culture, cancel culture. That's why that girl did her point of privilege to tell everybody else to do the trigger warnings. Because If they don't do that, then they're the one getting called out on it. And if they're the one getting called out on it, they'd have to defend themselves. And if they defended themselves, there's only one way to do it, and it's to point out the ridiculousness of all of this. So it's a defense mechanism to have that, because most of them, there's probably a few who are true blue believers, but most of them have at least some amount of awareness that this shit don't make sense. But some aspect of it is incredibly important to them for their incredibly selfish reason. So they've got to go with this. It's just all or nothing, you know? And that's the way a lot of people are with a lot of political bullshit. That's why political bullshit is bullshit. It's because you got to go along with a party of people that don't fucking agree with you. There's nobody out there who agrees on every fucking thing with you, no matter what party they're in. But you'll sit there and nod your head because you had to go with the one for your favorite issue. Okay? That's why all of this shit is disgusting. These guys just happen to be the most disgusting yet.
All right, we have had a speaker in favor. Is there a speaker against?
Yes. My name is Christian Hernandez. I'm an NPC candidate from DSA North Texas.
An NPC candidate? Now, obviously, NPC does not mean to them what it must mean to us. I have to know what that is. I mean, how fucking funny is that they have something they call an NPC candidate? I guarantee you there ain't a thought going on in the heads of any of these people. What the hell is an NPC candidate?
Why I'm speaking against this resolution is because I believe as a big tent multi-tenancy organization, we need a baseline of unity when it comes to organizer trainings and leadership development. We have trainings that have been proven effective. I myself am a product of that training. And new chapters do not always have the capacity or the resource pool of people coming in as trained organizers. I come into DSA as an immigrant rights organizer, so I was able to bring that experience and that training to my chapter specifically. So I've not only benefited from these national trainings, but I've helped develop these and think it's important we have trainings that aren't just white men. Like it may be in chapters that may be less geographically and demographically diverse. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to our NPC candidate there. Thank you so much.
Had a speaker for and a speaker against. Is there another speaker to speak for the motion?
Yes. My name is Kaiser, Metro DC, he, his.
Kaiser, he, his pronouns. And she smiles and nods that, oh, your name is Kaiser. Okay, Kaiser, sure.
Pronouns. So I actually want to talk a little bit about like what this looks like. So there's two main principles behind the member-led training. It's to sustain, support, and spread the best work that chapters are doing by developing members into trainers, and developing the only way that's really possible for an organization of this size by using and taking advantage of our local contexts. I want to give a picture of what this actually looks like to help folks visualize. And I want to talk about, I'm in the Northern Virginia branch of Metro DC, and the Virginia statewide conference was my first major interaction with other comrades and other chapters outside of Metro DC.
Okay, wow. I'm going to warn you, we're only 21 minutes into this. I thought we'd be deeper into this now. We're nearly an hour into the show. I'm going to warn you, there's a few good little nuggets that come up, but this is going to be boring for a little while. So let's bring it to a vote, comrades. Do we want a motion to end this? Have you survived it for long enough? Or do you want to keep surviving it? Let's bring it into a motion. And while we wait for those answers, let's listen to this.
Now look at them normies. That's the way they do it. They repeat what they hear on TV. That ain't thinking, that's the way they do it. Their brains ain't nothing and their speech ain't free. Now that ain't thinking, that's the way they do it. Let me tell you, these guys are dumb. Maybe get a headache from screaming Nazi. Maybe get a headache from Trump. We got to install human-sized ovens. Blue check marks are gonna scream. We got to remove automatons got to remove NPCs. Little faggot with the nose ring and dress on. Yeah, buddy, you're a girl now. That little faggot got his own GoFundMe. That little faggot's holier than thou. We got to install human-sized ovens. Blue check marks are gonna scream. We got to remove automatons. We got to remove NPCs. Silly.
Okay, the votes are in, and I will say this, most of them, and I can't believe this, most of them were for continuing to survive it. You guys seem to be liking this. I'm shocked. I saw a few motions to end it all and to just kill ourselves. But most people want it to keep going, and I worry it's just because of my nice commentary over top of it. Maybe I'll be a little bit more quiet now. Let's see if you can really take it. I really want to hear what Comrade Kaiser has to say. Remember, you voted for this. The motion carries.
And it was incredible. We got to learn what comrades are dealing with in very different circumstances. We're talking about anti-fascist resistance with comrades from Charlottesville and DC. We were talking about the effects of the legacy of housing discrimination in Richmond and the challenge of organizing across wide geographies in Augusta County and Tidewater. We shared how we put together migrant justice direct actions in DC and Virginia and Northern Virginia, and learned from DSA chapters about how they're pressuring their school administrations. And actually, for the Mid-Atlantic pre-conference that we had, that was organized by DSA National.
Okay, hang on a
second. The best
second.
aspects of those were the
Guys,
ones that...
point of privilege real quick. I see in the chat room, a lot of people are clapping for the fact that we kept going. That is very triggering for me, and as you know, I do get sensory overload. I have full-blown gay autism. So if you could keep it to at most a snap, but I would actually prefer jazz hands in the chat room, thank you so much. It is very sickening.
Resembled most the Virginia statewide conference, where we're sharing that information with one another. There are some great skills that we have across the org, and this has been the most effective vehicle I've ever seen for actually getting those skills shared among people. I didn't even consider myself somebody who was knowledgeable on things that I've been working on for 2-3 years until people started pressuring me and saying, no, you can actually do this. You can actually write on this. We've been fighting Amazon in Northern Virginia, and I didn't even think of myself as an expert on it until somebody at these trainings told me about this. These are a great way, and an organization this size, we have hundreds of chapters, hundreds of things we're dealing with. The only way we can really use that as a source of...
In the chat room, the Greater Good says, Jesse could run commentary on detuned static and make it watchable. That's why Pod Awful is the best show on the internet. That said, kill this shit. It's awful.
Strength is if we see this as a source of advantage and develop members into trainers and adapt to the local context. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now, I just want to pause for a moment. We've had a speaker 4, but I see a comrade at our, okay, they're waving no, okay. So I thought something was interruptible.
Point of personal privilege. Up, somebody stopped speaking, so now it's time for another point of personal privilege. We will recognize the comrade by doing our typical...
Go ahead.
Cassandra, she, her, from Metro DC.
Ah, yes, Cassandra. She, her. Yes, I'm sure Cassandra. They don't even have to try anymore, man. I mean, listen to this voice.
People are really crowding the aisles.
Okay.
It'd be really nice if we could limit it to like 6 people for and 6 people against, actually standing up so that we can actually see what's going on in the room.
Thank you, comrade. So,
a little bit of policing. Thanks, Cassandra. Hey, and by the way, point of personal privilege, it'd be really nice if everyone used their actual pronouns. Oh, you don't like that?
Agree. Also helpful if you kneel. Also helpful if you just really hug one side tightly. I'd say.
That's actually very triggering for you as a fat woman to say that.
Move to squish into the middle. That way, if somebody needs to get through the aisle, they can. Thank you. Okay, so we've had a speaker for, a speaker against.
Hi there, Michelle Fessler, she, her,
Lisp.
Snohomish County DSA, and I'm a member of the Bread and Roses Caucus. Snowco is a small but mighty chapter of 20 to 30
If you don't know, their symbol is a rose. So whenever you see the people on Twitter who have a rose emoji in their name, they're DSA people. You probably didn't even know. A lot of you guys, I don't think, even know about the DSA. So just in case, they've been hiding under your nose in plain sight the entire time.
And very tired comrades. That is why I'm speaking against this resolution and am in favor of Resolution 84. I'm worried that the implications of this resolution would shift away from the training structures National has started implementing, which have been so helpful for my chapter. Instead, this resolution would put the onus on us to lead our own trainings, which frankly we do not have the bandwidth for.
Frankly!
The regional leadership training in Tacoma was a pivotal moment for my chapter. It gave us an opportunity to learn from experienced organizers, make connections with comrades who gave us continued...
The Democratic Upspeak Convention. I told you, everybody, you're going to imagine these people being in charge. Actually... on the world stage with the other world leaders. You know, this is the person who has to go up against Putin, ironically. If they were to have their way, it would be somebody with this voice going up at the UN and all these different things, having to go to North Korea to solve denuclearization. It would actually be very cool of you and like totally less fucked up if you didn't like have nukes, Kim. And by the way, having the name Kim as a male presenting person is very triggering. Point of privilege. Thank you.
Support long after the training and give us the skills and confidence to launch our Medicare for All campaign. Our members have put a lot of energy behind our Medicare for All campaign.
Someone stuff her in a locker like an 80s bully.
Incredibly receptive to our issue-based campaign. Working on a national DSA campaign means a lot to our members, and we can tell we're making a difference locally. We need to continue to support National's training structures and give other small chapters like mine the opportunity to benefit from them. A strong national infrastructure begets strong locals and strong
Baguettes.
Small chapters. So please vote
She
no
did
on
say she was
Resolution
from Bread
60
and Roses.
and yes on Resolution 84. Thank you.
Can I call the question, please?
Okay, so the question has been called. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay.
Second!
It's been called and it's
Thanks,
been
Cassandra.
properly seconded. It is not debatable. So now we will move to debate whether to end debate. So all those in favor of closing debate on Resolution 60, please raise your placards. All those opposed to ending debate, that motion fails. So we will continue to debate. A speaker 4.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My name is Yessie.
This is the... Whoa, her name is Yessie? Is that what she just said? That's what Sticky Hooves calls me. Bobby Jones says, this is the result of eliminating bullying. Exactly. Which is why Podawful is so important to the internet. We're trying to bring it back. We're trying to keep these guys at least a little bit in check. At the very least, a nice little vestige of sanity for the rest of us. But yes, exactly. Exactly.
All those opposed to ending debate, that motion fails. So we will continue to debate. A speaker 4.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My name is Yessie. My pronouns are they, them. And
Whoa, now, hang on a second. My pronouns are not they, them. My pronouns are he, he, and him, and his. I'm double masculine.
I'm part of the San Diego chapter. I am very much in support of Resolution 60 because I believe it is critical to fostering the lessons of our true multi-tendency big tent organization. I've been an organizer for over 13 years, well before DSA, and one of the critical lessons I've taken from organizing is facilitating leadership rather than issuing kind of a top-down, more pedantic structure. I think that...
Wouldn't it be great if she just vomited in the middle of talking? Hi, my name is Yessie, and I believe that...
Resolution 60 is, again, critical for that. It creates accessible ways and means of chapters communicating and fostering their own growth, and it also provides tactical and functional training that chapters can utilize for their specific needs. So I urge everyone to vote yes on Resolution 60. Thank you.
Okay, we've had a speaker 4. I do see someone at the points mic, which is interruptible. Go ahead, comrade.
Point of privilege. I also ask that.
Here's Cassandra again. There's Cassandra's beautiful feminine voice.
The safety considerations that were mentioned earlier by the comrade of having the aisles filled with people.
That was you. That was you who said that. This is the same fella. I was trying to use a gender neutral word. Came out with fella. This is the same comrade from before, referring to it as if this isn't the same comrade from before.
Be respected. Crouching down does nothing to alleviate those safety considerations. So let's please respect, the issues that were raised earlier.
Okay. So let's see. I'm going to count them. I think 6 is reasonable. This is a great question, but we don't want to spend all day on it because that means we can't debate other questions. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and after 6, please return to your seats. Thank you.
I'm surprised they don't have a problem with her pointing. That seems like a lot of aggression right there.
We've had a speaker 4. Is there a speaker against?
Hey, what's up, y'all? Curtis with Miami DSA.
Hey, y'all, what's up, y'all? Just want to say we're doing a promotion at the club, bottle service all night long. It's Curtis, y'all, from DSA, Miami. Come on out. We're going to have, it's going to be a bubble night at the club. Going to be Bath and Body Works night.
A little bit about my background. So I developed training for 4 years as organizing director with Dream Defenders. I have a role right now with our national CWA, political training. And y'all, this shit's hard.
Damn, y'all. We're having like a tough-ass time with this shit, y'all.
Curriculum development.
Please do not interrupt
Sorry.
the speaker.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hello. Yes.
We could hear him the whole time.
Stuff is hard, right? We need a team of folks who have the organizing experience on the ground, been through the campaigns, not only know how to lead the classroom, but how we handle it in the field, right? And I am incredibly impressed with our leadership here in DSA, the training development that has already happened. And my core issue with this resolution is there's kind of like a mistrust of staff thing in there, where it's like we're going to build a new member committee and like staff is going to be like ex officio members. Like, I don't understand why we would do that when we already have a training development program that has brought a lot of folks into the organization, that has trained up a lot of people. And just like the capacity issues I brought up, right? We need folks that can dedicate full staff time to developing this stuff, putting it into practice, going into the field to the locals to work with our folks, right? Train them up as trainers. And to have that campaign experience. So I encourage everybody.
Imagine a guy like this, talking like this, trying to navigate your pronouns.
To vote against this. Let's continue to build on what we already have. We don't need to jam the whole thing up. Thank you.
Damn, son or daughter.
All right, we've just had a speaker against. Is there a speaker 4?
Hi, my name is Tani Tidwell. My pronouns are she, her, and
I would fucking hope.
I'm from the New York City branch of DSA.
Of course you are.
I agree that we should have national trainers, and this resolution actually doesn't interfere with that at all. This is more of like an Ella Baker, each one teach one. I think that everyone in this room has valuable skills that they could transfer to their comrades through a simple PowerPoint presentation. All kinds of things could go on. Like Erica was talking about the Red State Conference. I don't think that everything has to come from staff time. I think that we are all very capable organizers, and I trust everyone in this room to have the skills to teach someone else something. This resolution essentially just provides for that, in addition to the national trainers' time and all of the things that National is doing well right now. Thank you.
Thank you, Dad's Google history.
Call the question.
Okay, there's been a motion to call the question. Is it seconded? It has been properly seconded. So the question that's before the convention now is whether to end debate on Resolution 60. All those in favor of closing debate, please raise your placards. Okay. All those opposed to ending debate, the motion passes. So we will now move to a vote on Resolution 60. All those in favor of adopting Resolution 60, reasserting our commitment to training and leadership development, please raise your placards. Okay. Lower them, please. Thank you. All those opposed to adopting Resolution 60, that resolution fails. We will now take
snap.
Resolution 84, Socialist.
Oh, I see in the chat room somebody says, okay, end it now, y'all. Do we want to bring this? Does somebody want to do a point of privilege, bring this to the floor to us?
Organizers training, but I do see someone at the point mic.
I think I'm the one dying the most.
Point of personal privilege.
Oh my God, no. Snuffleupagus, please, we get it. You.
Drew Marie, they, them, theirs, Metro DC. Can we please...
They, them, there.
Please use...
I'm actually a multitude.
Comrade as an honorific and not sir or ma'am to some...
Absolutely, I apologize. Thank you. Okay, is there...
I didn't even hear them say sir or ma'am. Did that even actually happen? Or is this person just... I need to say my thing now.
Speaker to motivate Resolution 84, Socialist Organizers Training.
We had a second to the motion, and okay, here we go. We have had a second to the motion, so we will hear you out, the fors and the against when it comes to whether or not we should end this stream. It is horrifying. I do want to die. It is now up to you on whether or not this passes. Vote now on the motion.
We got to install human-size ovens. Blue check marks are gonna stray. We got to remove automatons. We got to remove NPCs. I shouldn't learn to notice patterns. I shouldn't learn all these hate facts. Look at that robot, she got a Planned Parenthood abortion. Man, they don't know how to act. And he's up there, what's that? Shotgun noises, taking SSRIs for a shooting spree. That ain't thinking, that's the way you do it. Your brains ain't nothing and your speech ain't free. We got to install human-size ovens. Blue check marks are gonna scream. We got to remove automatons. We got to remove NPCs. Yeah, all these autistics hate statistics. Whoa.
Okay.
Listen here. Now that ain't thinking, that's the way they do it.
Of course, the motion's passed with a 2/3 majority, and unfortunately,
now that ain't thinking,
there was a 2/3 majority. The motion passes. We continue watching the stream.
Look at that.
I hate you guys. I truly do hate you. This was supposed to be punishment for you, not for me. And now I'm the one suffering. So thank you.
Your speech ain't free.
Okay.
Yeah, your brains ain't.
We'll keep it going.
Hi everyone, Mikiko James from Los Angeles, she, her pronouns. I just want to motivate Resolution 84 because now is our time to come together and we need a baseline of understanding how we organize as an organization. Together, we are a force to be reckoned with. And if we are not speaking the same language and uniting at least the language where we understand why we are all in this room collectively.
A force to be reckoned with? I mean, what is it? The weak nuclear force? Fucking hell, man. I mean, this is a shitty fucking force. I'm pretty sure I could take on this entire room single-handedly. I feel like if I just put my arms out and spin, I could just knock every single person out cold.
We will not be able to carry forth all of these amazing things that we're making happen this weekend. As a member of the NPC slate with Socialist Majority.
NPC? Again with the NPC? Are you kidding me?
And your speech ain't free.
What is this NPC thing?
Easy.
What? Somebody tell me what it stands for.
And your speech ain't free.
Ivan, we get it. MDE never dies. What is your fucking point, dude?
And your speech ain't free.
It did die. I don't know if you noticed.
Your brain for nothing. and your speech ain't free.
I mean, Jesus Christ. What is this NPC thing? I gotta know what they think that stands for.
I believe in the critical work that centers socialist feminism and Afro-socialism and racial equity, and the training programs thus far have really centered this work in a critical way for me and my personal political development. And so I strongly encourage everyone to help us continue this really important nationally based work that brings us together in unity and helps us understand how we are going to carry DSA forward for the rest of the win.
At this point in time, I see no one to stand and speak against. Is there a speaker opposed to this resolution? Okay, go ahead, comrade.
I think I'm not speaking solely against so much as point.
Your pronouns.
Hi, Isaac, he, him, Cleveland.
There you go.
DSA.
Thank you.
I think there's a basic problem with this model, and I think it's unfortunate after voting down the previous resolution, because I think a lot of the way this is sort of modeled is off of labor movement experience, but DSA is actually not a union, and the organizational structure is not a union, and it doesn't really
apparently NPC for them is National Political Committee. Okay, they don't realize how fucking stupid that makes them sound now. Like, why wouldn't you just rearrange that a little bit? How about a political national committee? You call it a PNC. No one would think twice about it.
Work the same way.
No pronoun chastising, NPC. Yeah, that's right. I know what I think NPC stands for.
We've found, in Cleveland at least, and a lot of the Ohio chapters that I know, maybe not all, and I can't speak for everyone, that a lot of the trainings that we've gotten from National have been really unhelpful. They're cookie cutter. They don't speak to our specific circumstances or issues. But everything that we've gotten from, especially the Rust Belt Conference, where we got training from members, experienced organizers from other chapters, jump-started us. Our recent victory in Cleveland on lead poisoning, forcing the city, was built off of the trainings that we got there. And this is not anything against national staff, and I do think it's very important to have national trainers. But without that model, we would never have gotten where we did. And I think it's really unfortunate that a lot of the discussion of the previous amendment, or the previous resolution, was incredibly distortive. And honestly, basically dishonest about what it was approaching. They would replace the old system that you wouldn't have experienced organizers. It would actually be just institutionalizing that at a national level so that it could properly be organized.
You voted for this.
Instead, if we have organizers just parachuted in from other parts of the country, we're just going to keep doing what we were doing. We're going to do what's effective for our chapters. And because that's the only thing we can do.
Thank you. I see someone at the points mic.
Hi, Lou Shermonte, DSA Santa Cruz, he, him pronouns. I just have a question. In the cost estimate, it says no additional costs. But what are the current costs of this program?
I'm going to let debate continue while I try to pull that up.
Money. A question on money and where it's going to and how much it is. Why don't we just skirt this under the rug for a little bit?
That I can. It's just going to take me a moment or two.
It's going to take her a little while.
So otherwise,
figure out those numbers.
I'm
That's
going to
be tough.
return back to debate. A speaker 4.
Sure. Bianca Cunningham, NYCDSA, Afro-Socialist Caucus, she, they.
She says Afro-Socialists, and they put they do jazz hands for Afro-Socialists. Not even black people doing it. Afro-Socialists, oh my God. Oh, thank God. Thank God for the black people being in on this with us.
Pronouns. I'm speaking as somebody who has been a part of the training and development team since the revitalization of DSA. I can say that it's allowed for people to come together and share best practices, for people to really encourage relationships with comrades.
By the way, any black girl with this voice, I know a million black girls with this voice. They ain't that black, okay? This is like a half-row socialist right here, if you catch my drift.
And more importantly, in June,
130 socialists of color and black socialists from around the country came together in New Orleans.
Can I get one single solitary troll at the mic, please? No, there are no trolls here. And I'm telling you, if one got in, it would have been havoc. They would have ended the entire thing. They'd have gone, I'm sorry, guys, it was too triggering. We're not even having a convention this year.
As a result of this training program that we're trying to just keep intact.
More lisps. Yeah, you're right. She's lisping.
It was incredibly effective. It was incredibly productive that weekend. And I don't trust that these types of things are a priority when I look at resolutions like what the gentleman was just talking about. I want to make sure that oppressed people are always, their voices are heard in trainings, that we're centering their experiences. And in order to do that, we need to have a line. Part of the problem right now in this organization is that we don't have a line on race. We don't have a line on these things. And so we make ourselves easy targets for our opponents. And I think that keeping trainings like these and continuing to develop them, and adapt them to conditions on the ground and work with more people will ensure that we are able to develop a line on these things and that we do have a consensus around what's being.
You know what? The jazz hands thing is funny too, because that is just another extension of this me thing. Because look at the way they do it. It's never most of the audience doing it. It's always just like 5 people, sometimes just one guy doing it. Because it's not the same see, they do it as if it's in place of clapping. But have you ever heard in a convention, just 3 people clapping? Yeah! That only happens at like a comedy club when someone mentions like a random state like Wisconsin, and the 3 people from Wisconsin in the club go, yeah! And then of course everyone laughs at that because it's ridiculous. Like nobody was talking to you. It's not about you. But here, everything's about me. So this is something I agree with. I need everyone to know I agree with this. This is me. Jazz hands. It's the exact same thing. It really is. Usually, if there's clapping, it's like everybody clapping, right? Or at least half the people clapping. It's never 3 guys.
Shared.
Point of inquiry.
Sure, go ahead.
I know that resolution.
In the chat room, Kyle says, Wisconsin! Yeah! Okay. All right. Thank you, Wisconsin. Wow. Okay.
Has already been
Didn't realize Wisconsin was in the house. Okay.
Shot down, but while in debate of Resolution 60, Resolution 84 was referenced, and I was wondering if that is something that is allowable.
Technically, I would ask that speakers please
wow.
keep
Policing.
their remarks as much as possible.
Policing again. They're policing again. I don't know if I can keep doing this. Guys, this is getting bad.
Thank you.
I want to return for a moment to the previous point of information that was asked on the floor about how much we are currently spending on leadership trainings. I have a somewhat imperfect answer. I'm quoting from information about the DSA budget analysis that's actually in your convention program, I believe. In the last 2 years, we have spent $380,875 on conferences, both for DSA and
$380,000 some dollars on conferences. I mean, why? For what? For these smelly idiots to do? Where is that money fucking going? How much did it cost to rent out this fucking little school auditorium you guys are in?
YDSA, including all of our leadership trainings for our regional leadership trainings for chapters. That number is imperfect because, of course, it includes the YDSA conferences, which don't necessarily fall into this same umbrella, but $380,000 for the last 2 years is within the ballpark.
2 years, $380,000. That's crazy. That is crazy.
I see another comrade at the points mic.
Point of personal privilege.
And where are they getting that money? Uh-oh, wait. Now this voice, you just heard that voice. Is this a male, a female, or a them, there, this?
Again, same one as before. Could we please keep the number of people at the mics to 6 to keep the aisles clear?
Well, that answers that. It's a they, them.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have 1,
Policing.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Police
6.
'em.
So after the comrade who is kneeling, I'd ask that you please be seated. Thank you. Okay, we've had, I believe, a speaker for and now a speaker against.
Hi, I'm Covey. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm from Pittsburgh.
Ladies and gentlemen, a little boy has joined the DSA. Check it out, Harry Potter. Covey is, they're letting a little kid talk. Why not?
I think this resolution doesn't take into account local need. I think it's really urban-centric. I think that this is not tailored. I think when you say that you're going to make consistent implementation, that doesn't take into account each chapter's individual need. Like the comrade that was speaking before me, we all have different tactics depending on the city that we're in, the kind of how rural, how urban, and we need that tailored to us. We need to understand what we need to do to gather power, to make an effect.
Hi, Covey. I'm from Wisconsin. I use they, them pronouns, and my house is Slytherin. So just, can't you imagine, like, I guarantee, give it 2 years, and every time they get up to the microphone, they got to announce if they're Hufflepuff or not. I guarantee it.
And I just want to push more for less top-down, more bottoms-up. The locals
I'm
know
sure.
what they need. We know what we need. And the Rust Belt Convention, which I was a part of, we were able to talk about what was relevant to the Rust Belt, what was relevant to Appalachia, how to deal with lead poisoning, what's working for labor, what's working for housing. And we need to talk about this for us. This is for us at a local level. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm honestly, the only thing I'm shocked
I see a comrade.
by... I see a comrade at the points mic, of course. Lots of comrades at the fucking points mics, huh? The only thing I'm shocked by looking at this is that it's not a sea of wild colored hair. You know, pinks and greens and blues and things like that. I mean, there are some in there, obviously. But I can't believe they are not just all rainbow unicorn-haired freaks.
I'm going to refer to you as Comrade Calls the Question.
Fantastic. Can I call the question?
Yes, you may, sir.
Oh, okay, hey, some humanity and all. Okay, finally, a little humor, a little bit of pointing out how silly these people are. Okay, that's fine. Okay, good.
Excuse me, Comrade.
Oh, uh-oh. She slipped. Uh-oh.
Yes, you may, sir.
Yes, you may, sir. Uh-oh. Quick, you just stepped on a landmine. Uh-oh, they're going to notice.
Excuse me, Comrade.
Excuse me, comrade. And because they're in this moment of humor, she rolls her eyes at correcting herself. Because she's finally pointing out how silly this all is, even that is now silly. There it is. There's the cracks. There's the light shining through. There's the chink in the armor. Sorry, I should have saved that for the stream with the Asian lady.
Is the motion to call the question seconded? Okay. The motion to call the question has been moved.
Actually, I didn't say sir. I said zer. I said zer.
Moved and properly seconded. This motion would end debate on resolution number 84. All those in favor of closing debate, please raise your placards. Okay. All those opposed to ending debate, the motion passes. So we will now vote on the main motion, which is Resolution 84, Socialist Organizers Training. All those in favor of adopting Resolution 84, please raise your placards. All those opposed, the resolution carries. We will now move on to resolution number 2, creating the DSA National Growth and Development Committee. Is there a speaker to motivate this resolution?
You guys hear that? Somebody's just like breathing into the microphone already. Sorry, I waddled all the way up here. Well, talk. Where are you? You lunatic. You were breathing into the mic.
Point of, I don't know if this is parliamentary inquiry or personal privilege. A point of order. Can you tell me what was the what were the counts when you did when you counted for ending debate? What was the count?
It's a 2/3, and
No.
it's a ending debate requires a 2/3 majority.
Did you see 2/3 of the?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So he's like trying to call in the question because it was close. It looked really close on that last vote. Even I was sitting there going, I don't know. You could just say that by eyeballing the audience. So he's calling her out on it. Okay, that's fine. And then he says, but did you see that? Yes, I did. Okay, bye. Okay, thank you, lady. Thank you, mommy. Bye-bye. I take that as an answer. Bye-bye. These guys can't stand up for themselves. They can barely stand up.
Okay, can I go?
Yes, you may.
Hi, comrades. Nat Steele, she, her, or they, them.
Wow. I didn't see that one coming. Okay, so Nat Steele over here on the left. She, her, they, them, all of them. She, her, and they, them. Wow, you can just be both now. And just no effort put into this one. You don't even... So I could go in there. And as long as I'm wearing a tank top, I could just say, hi, guys, she, her. So obviously I get to speak on all the lady issues tonight. Just wanted to let you guys know, I think that our next motion should be that we outlaw abortion forever. I think we should all be behind that. Obviously, I get to say that. I'm a she, her. You can't question that.
From Metro DC, DSA, and I'm a member of the Collective Power Network. What's up, y'all? I'm here to speak today on creating the National DSA Growth and Development Committee, aka DSA 100K. What's up?
This is a lady, please. Have some respect.
I want to talk a little bit about my experience as an organizer of color, as an organizer who stands at the intersection of multiple marginalized identities.
I mean, at the intersection of, okay, you're of color. I'll give you that one. You chose the other one, though. So you ain't at no intersection because you got the fucking green light to go, my dude. You're not stuck in the intersection. There's the traffic is clear as day. It's clear for miles. Take the fucking turn and go. Actually, make a fucking U-turn and go back.
In this organization, we hear a lot about how DSA is too white, too male, too upper middle class, too college educated. In short, how we do not represent.
So they keep bringing this up. We keep hearing how the DSA is too white, too male, too obviously the fucking majority of America. If you're going to be the DSA, the Democratic Socialists of America, and if the DSA is going to accept everybody, then guess the fuck what, dude? Your majority is going to be America's majority. Now, if you were an all-black club and the majority was white guys, you'd have a problem. These people literally do not understand the basics of statistics, the basics of numbers. They don't know what the word majority and the word minority mean. They think minority is just a bad word and that majority is a bad word to them. That's it. That's it. They can't fucking put the math together. There could never be a non-white male majority DSA unless you stop allowing white male members to join. And if you did that, you would never have the collective bargaining power that you need. They will literally say at some point in this stream, maybe they already did and I missed it, that they don't hear, and it might be this pretty lady who says it, that they don't have that the majority of workers, of working class people are non-white, and we should hear more from them. Bitch, are you retarded? You think the majority of workers in America, of the workforce in America, is non-white? I know you guys are dwindling down our numbers in your Kalergi plan-like ways, but you ain't there yet. We're still over 60%, okay? Maybe even a little less than that at this point. It's still over 50. That's still majority. Do you not fucking get that? Do you really think most of the white people out there are just sitting back on their laurels, not working? They just don't. I'll tell you what. You want to look at the most not working people in America? They're all in this fucking room. Every fucking color of them is in this room. So if there's mostly white guys in there, yeah, these are the ones not working. You're all living off of the wage slaves of your parents' labor. You dipshit. Maybe if you weren't so concerned about which tank top will turn you trans, you'd be aware of such obvious fucking things.
Present the diversity of the real and existing working class. I think these things are very true. I notice it.
See, I've already seen this. There it is.
All the time. However, what I hear less of, and what I would like to hear more of, is solutions, right? We can't just talk about the problems. We have to do something about them. So what this resolution does, and I will talk about it very briefly, it creates a committee called the National Growth and Development Committee. That committee has as its goal to bring DSA to 100,000 members by 2021, recruiting prioritized for marginalized identities, and doing leadership development.
Good fucking luck, idiot. Because of your identities, of your intersection of identities, one of them is less than 1% of the fucking country. You idiot. All of them are less than 15% of the country, okay? All of them. Any identity you identify as, it's less than fucking nothing, basically.
Active and proactive leadership development from comrades of those marginalized identities.
Good
We can't
luck.
just organize in solidarity with a working class that we are not a part of. We are all working class in this room, but we need to reflect the entire work.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Sex workers ain't fucking working class. That ain't a job. You don't have a job, you commit crimes. You idiot. That's the only job I've even heard about. Name one job you've heard about in this entire thing. That's the point of socialists. Remember, their whole thing is the labor controls the means of production, right? That's their whole fucking deal. The workforce is their whole fucking deal. Beyond points of privilege, have you heard anything about jobs? The only one I've heard is quote-unquote sex work, and that ain't work. It ain't work. Maybe one day. Look, if it was legal, fine. I still wouldn't count you amongst the ranks of the working class. But okay, at least it's a job, I guess, at that point. But right now, that's like saying, yeah, my job is smoking weed. I smoke weed for a living. Yeah, I pretty much smoke weed. Hi, I'm here to represent the drug dealers of America. We're part of the DDA. So, as part of the workforce,
Working class. CPN believes that a mass organization of the entire working class is what DSA needs to build. To do that, we have to create this resolution. The committee alone is not going to fix the problem, but it's the first step to tackling all of the little organizing challenges.
All right, Ivan got me. He says a blowjob is still a job. It's in the name, bigot. Okay, well then, they've all got a job for sure because they're all definitely doing blowjobs. All the guys have a job because you can give a hand job to yourself. So I guess they're self-employed.
That we're going to have along this way.
So they're filing quarterly.
So I really urge everyone to vote for this resolution, to create this committee, to start us on that process of becoming an organization that is representative of the actual diversity of the actual working class. Thank you.
The actual diversity of the actual working class. Meaning, you know, when you say actual working class, that means you're putting caveats in there and you get to invent your caveats. So to him, a white guy working the same job as a black guy, that ain't the working class. Sorry. White guy has privilege, so he's not working class. He's got money. He's just got magic money that we don't know about.
A speaker against?
Hey, y'all. Kate, she, her, Austin, DSA. DSA 100K. I'm totally in support of that. I love it. My concern with this resolution is that I feel like it adds process and procedure without like a very laid out like strategy of how to get there. It's adding reports, but it isn't necessarily showing the path. I feel like the path.
This is a white girl. She is so concerned to have to say that against the black trans feller. That it's killing her, right? And that's why she keeps going, I love it. Okay, I love it. I love it. I do. No, it's great, but... And by the way, all the crowd is hearing is that, but are you really going to speak against this brave comrade? Well, but again, I agree. Eggshells, eggshells, eggshells. Here's my point of privilege. I can't fucking do this anymore, okay? I can't. You guys survived. I can't survive this. I already had to watch this one time. I watched this to see if this was something. I thought, you know what? There's some stuff in here. We could do this. I got stuff to say about this. We can do it. I can't watch it again. It's unfair. All the other survivings, I never watched them ahead of time. I always go into those cold. This is my second time through, so of course you guys can handle it. I can't. My point of privilege, we're fucking ending it here. I can't do it anymore. No more goddamn jazz hands. We applaud in this motherfucker. That's it.
Your brains ain't nothing.
I can't do it.
And your speech ain't free.
I can't do it.
Look at that. Your brain ain't nothing. And your speech ain't free. Brains, nothing. Speech not free.
All right, that's the show, guys. If you want to support the show, grab the new Dark Future t-shirt over at podawful.shop. And of course, join the pizza fund, podawful.pizza. Got many levels to choose from. We built our own Patreon. We don't run ads. We don't have sponsors. We have no masters. We're fully fan funded. And you can be a part of the laughs I get to have every single time somebody says I live in my parents' basement and I must be a piece of shit because what's wrong with you is how I ended that song. Every time somebody says, oh, you've only got 7,000 subscribers, you live in your parents' basement, I get to laugh and laugh and laugh because this year I moved into these socialists would hate me. I moved into an entirely new tax bracket thanks to the pizza fund. I've never made more money. It's crazy what you can do with 7,000 subscribers. Now, that said, I ain't rich. So if you want to see more stuff, if you want the show to get bigger and better and cooler, and you want to be a part of those laughs, join the Pizza Fund. Wednesday nights, we do $12 episodes. Friday nights, we do $6 episodes. And there's even a $1 level to choose from. Go check it out. podawful.pizza. That's the show. Thank you so much. I didn't survive. You guys are better comrades than me. So I'll see you on Wednesday in the Pizza Fund, and until next time, have an awful day.
Head over to podawful.com/iTunes and subscribe to us on iTunes. We're live every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern at podawful.tv. Love the show? Keep it going by donating to the Pizza Fund. podawful.com/support. And anything else you need is at podawful.com.